Alrighty, you guys. Derek's Damn Toys, and we are technically back with another action figure review. Of course, you'll know what's inside the box before I even open this box, but today we've got some really exciting action up in this box. So, why don't we get this bad boy open and we can take a nice good old gander at what's inside of this Target box. With me saying it's a Target box, maybe, just maybe, you guys may get the hint as to what this could be. I just was a dumbass and tried to use my knife for this. I don't really need to do so. Not when I've got good old strength, and this tape also really isn't all that hard to deal with. Now it's just being difficult because it's right there at the end. Boom. And while I get it open, find out in the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. I finally got it open, so bada bing, bada boom. Realest guy in the room, how are you doing, or whatever Enzo Amore would say. If you want to, I'm sure you can see that we've got an Ultimate Edition up in here, which is even more the exciting, especially for someone like me. Let's take the nasty shish up out of here. No fun there. It's not like normal bubble wrap. But what is cool is the fact that, drumroll please, we've got John Cena. Nah, I'm kidding. We've got the Ultimate Edition Target exclusive Legends Undertaker from the 2010-ish era, I want to say. I'm not exactly too sure when he wore this, but I am really excited to get into this one. I can't even lie. I've had this for a few days now, along with that Stone Cold, and honestly, man, I was kind of having a couple of bad days. I was a little down. Didn't want to try to do this review and not be pumped up like I should be for it. So I took a couple of days to myself, and now we are ready to go. Oh, never mind. Forgot one more piece of tape, I'm assuming. Either that or I didn't think. Yep, there we go. There's the one last piece of tape. Now, let's get this bad boy open. Of course, we're going to have a fun time taking him up out of here. But we've got his hat. We've got 3 different head scans. We've got a bunch of different stuff in here. So, instead of me sitting here trying to take all this stuff out with one hand on camera, I shall be right back. Alrighty, you guys. Now that we've got all these accessories all laid out, we can go over all the accessories this man's comes with. Of course, he technically does come with 3 sets of hands. He's got a set of mic holding hands on the figure already. He comes with a set of the posing things, like when he turns the lights on, when he comes in the ring, or when he gets on the one knee and does his little taker pose with his tongue out. And he also comes with a set of fist hands. Nothing too major. Would have loved to see at least maybe one hand where it's a thumb or whatever, so he could have gotten the throat slit look, but that's kind of whatever, Maybe one of these days we'll get it, maybe one of these days we won't. Maybe if we can, we'll just use an RVD hand or something. Of course, comes with his nice good old trench coat, nice good old cloth. It feels a bit different compared to a lot of the original Taker cloth jackets. I will say that now, so keep that in mind maybe, because I definitely like the feeling and the texture of this. Feels really good on the hands. So you've also got the hat that goes on all 3 of the head scans. We'll probably take a nice little gander at that here in a minute, but it's just a fairly simple hat, nothing too special, especially with it being a rubber hat, but what do you really expect? Of course, you've got 3 different head scans when it comes to this Taker. If I can get it to focus on just the Taker head scan, we've got this grimacing, mean-ish face, I guess you could say. It doesn't really look like he's pissed or nothing, but maybe maybe that's what they were trying to get, like, with that head scan, is just like that look. Of course, this is the base head scan the Taker comes with, and I can't really tell, but is mine like misprinted a bit? I don't know. It kind of looks like it's a bit misprinted, which is kind of stupid if we're gonna be honest, but I really can't fucking tell. It definitely looks like it is, but I also don't know. Maybe this also could be the face they were going for that's on the packaging. Either way, those two head scans are pretty alright. I'm not gonna say they're too great, nothing too special there. Of course, though, this head scan definitely takes the cake out of all three of these head scans. Easily, we'll just say that now. I love having the tongue out expression with the eyes rolled back as a head scan. So cool, honestly, especially since we haven't had many Takers with like that kind of looking head scan and all that fun jazz. But on top of it, of course, the last accessory we do have when it comes to this Ultimate Edition Legends Undertaker is the World Heavyweight Championship in all of its glory, looking nice and gold. It's also definitely got a different strap on it than I'm used to, at least, because I feel like this strap not just is harder, usually it's softer, but we've also got like the little leather-ish woven designs on it, like it's actually textured on the strap, so that's something new to note, I guess. Of course, we can take a nice little gander at the World Heavyweight Championship I use in the pick fed, which is this one right here. As you can tell, it's not as gold, nor is the strap really all that textured. Maybe if anything is textured for me, like fucking having to push the damn buttons and shit up in there with my fingers. Sometimes the fingernails will leave like a little divot in the plastic. But what you gonna do? Of course, maybe if anything now I'll probably use this World Heavyweight Championship. Maybe I'll use the new one that came with the Seth Rollins I reviewed a little while ago. I did, change the side plates on it. I think it looks really good. Though, if I'm gonna be honest, after seeing it on camera, it definitely looks a tad bit weird because I think the side plates are a bit of a darker shade of gold. But honestly, it really doesn't bug me too much. I just didn't feel like using the Seth Rollins side plates. As you can see, I took them off and replaced them with the NXT Championship side plates. We'll say if you do maybe do that, maybe try to find a different set of side plates that'll work a tad bit better with the belt. But honestly, I don't know. I think it looks pretty nice, though. You'll have to let me know what you think in the comments section down below. But of course, when it comes to, oh yeah, that's right, forgot to put a head scan on this bad boy. So when it comes down to this Undertaker here, of course we've got all the good old articulation and all that good jazz. I don't know if this head scan's on there all the way or not, and I'm kind of scared. Well, one way to find out is to try to pull it off, right? Well, it definitely was on there. Just makes me a tad bit nervous, seeing on how that didn't really, make a sound when it popped on there. Also kind of looked like it sat a little too high on the neck. So, just give me a sec. Camera's gonna fade to black. No Malachi though. And we will have this head scan on there a little bit better looking. Yeah, I think that looks good. Bada bing, bada boom. And now we can get into this Undertaker figure review now, shall we, Or maybe we won't. Actually, we're just gonna end it right now. Goodbye. No, I'm kidding. But realistically, though, when it comes down to the Ultimate Edition, some people are a fan, some people aren't. I do like the Ultimate Editions. I think the way they articulate is pretty neat. Though, I do wish the ab crunch would be better. That is just something we're going to have to get over for the butterfly joints, which I love. So, I can't complain about the ab crunch. If anything, maybe they should just find a way to get the Mattel, Elite torso with butterfly joints up on them, and then boom, that should be the way we do Ultimate Editions. I feel like maybe that's something that's been said before, I don't know. But I also don't really care when it comes down to it. At the end of the day, what we get is what we get, and this is what we get. It looks really fantastic, I can't lie, from the one elbow pad to the little bits of color and the tattoos that you can see. Of course, the elbow pad does cover up some of his tattoos, so that is kind of a Debbie Downer. Speaking of a Debbie Downer, I don't know if you can see, but technically, did they Photoshop it off the Taker? Technically, there should be a tattoo on his throat. Maybe you can see it there, maybe you can't. It's kind of hard for me to tell if that's his neck or if there's the middle, like, neck tattoo. But this man used to have Sarah in the middle of his neck, and now it's not. Now it's not there. I don't know what to think about that. But everything else seems to be fairly accurate. You know, we've got the shoulder tattoo that comes up to the singlet. It also does have a little bit of carry on in the butterfly joint, which is good. So when it moves, the tattoo won't look too weird. Of course, he does have that on the other side as well. I just wish that we had a little bit more of the shit going on to the butterfly joint on that end, because it definitely looks a tad bit weird when you're looking at him like this, and it definitely tends to stay pretty close to his singlet. So when you do that, it look a little bit weird. I can't front, it definitely do. Of course, as far as the articulation is going, though, this man is definitely impressing me so far. Haven't tested out too much when it comes to the legs just yet, as you could tell. Kind of sounded like one of them was just about to snap off the peg there. But they are moving fairly buttery smooth. Of course, you've got the drop down hips. Let me push those back up into place there. Bada bing, bada boom. That one is now fully pushed back up in there. You've got pins. You've got pins in the legs. I am so happy to see that. I honestly didn't even realize that until now. You've got the nice little red bat demon thing with the horns and all this good old shiznit. I don't know if we've ever seen this attire exactly now that I'm seeing the logos, because I feel like we've seen stuff that's similar to the singlet, but not exactly this attire. We also have the toe articulation and all that good shish. So yeah, you know, what can you really say? What can you really do? I don't know. But I am loving this, my dude. I cannot complain at all when it comes to this Ultimate Edition Undertaker. And honestly, I'm not going to genuinely, but this could definitely be close to a top 10 or a 10 out of 10 figure, in my opinion. Of course, maybe there's a couple of things for you that would downgrade it, but when it comes down to it, why don't we get into that? So why don't we pose this figure up, shall we? Alrighty, you guys. Now that we've got this bad boy all posed up and ready to be talked about in the rest of the way, I guess, aka we're gonna do the reviews, the ratings, whatever you would like to say. We've got the boys here getting double choke slammed, Randy and Batista. Maybe something we'll see, who knows. Not gonna guarantee it, not gonna say it's gonna happen, not gonna say a whole lot of different shit realistically. But when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, I don't really have many gripes with this Taker, and the gripes I had I've described throughout the video, so if you actually watched the video, you would know. It's the butterfly joints not having the rest of the tattoos, which is kind of a little weird, and not having the Sarah tattoo. And the head scans are a tad bit iffy, I will say that, because, you know, for an Ultimate Edition, like, these do look like Taker, but they're kind of, I don't know, maybe they'll look good for action figure photography, like with this one, but I don't know, maybe not. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, what would I give this man a scale out of 1 to 10? Well, I'm going to give him a good old solid 8.5. Yeah, we'll give him a good old solid 8.5. I would give him a 9, But the head scans could have been a tad bit better, you know. Could have also given them a 9.5. But the head scans could have just been that tad bit better. Everything else really doesn't bother me that much. It's just the head scans. So maybe you feel the same way, maybe you don't. Maybe you want to leave me a comment in the comment section down below letting me know what you think. If you don't, womp womp, I guess. It doesn't really matter. But if you guys did like the video, you know, feel free to like it. Though we are not done just yet. Almost forgot, we got the star rating. We got the Meltzer rating. What would I rate this on a scale of 1 to Young Buck? Well, just to make it fairly simple, fairly easy, we are going to go with a 4.4 out of 5 stars. Almost damn near perfect, but no cigar. Of course, I do the, you know, one bite pizza review style when it comes to that kind of stuff. If I ever scale something out of 10, well, if I find something that's better than that, what am I going to scale it? You know, I can't make it an 11 because then that would be breaking the rules like Dave Meltzer does every time he watches New Japan. He just breaks the rules on the star ratings. First we had 5 stars, then we had 6, then we had 7. Now I think we're at like 8 to 9 stars. I don't even know anymore. I don't try to keep track of it because he broke his fucking rule. It don't matter anymore. It really don't. It never mattered. It never really mattered, guys. Anyway, I'm gonna stop acting weird. I'm gonna stop acting like I'm on drugs or something. Who knows? Maybe I am. I shouldn't say that. I don't need these people thinking I'm a fucking druggie. Anyway, when it comes down to it at the end of the day, if you guys did, feel free to like the video. And if you didn't, womp womp, I guess. It doesn't really matter. But if you did like the video, maybe you guys could also help me out with another thing. And feel free to subscribe to the channel. Of course, we are almost at 250 subs with this bad boy. We are currently sitting at 237 subscribers. Took a few days off, got some action figure reviews done, such as the 60th anniversary Stone Cold Steve Austin. What? And we also got the always pounding ass out of the way, which would also be kind of a neat little duo here. Maybe he holds them in place and APA just come out with a clothesline. Maybe that's how Taker debuts. Maybe we debut him with the Ministry. Who knows? I don't, because half the time I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. But anyways, when it comes down to it at the end of the day, if you guys would like to, feel free to subscribe. After all, it is free to subscribe. And if you guys would also like to, feel free to go follow me on Instagram under the same name, same profile picture. It'll never realistically change, but what will change is me making these long ass videos, because holy shit, I could use a nap. AKA I've just recorded 3 different action figure reviews in a row, and we are currently uploading the Stone Cold Steve Austin. So hopefully you guys will see that by the time I am done with this. If not, you know, technically you guys would have already seen it by the time this is uploaded, because this will be the last figure review uploaded, at least for today. We do have another action figure coming tomorrow, and honestly, realistically, if I'm thinking about it correct, maybe I'll save this one for last and I'll review that one tomorrow and post it before I post this one. I don't know, you know, maybe let me know in the comment section below what I did, because half the time I also don't realistically know what I'm doing. So anywho, we take this all on the whim. Speaking of taking it on the whim, you know, maybe, I guess, live life to your fullest or some stupid shit like that. On that note, feel free to have a good rest of your night, day, evening, whatever the case may be. I don't know, because I'm not in your time zone. I just know I need to get myself a little, like, fucking, a little setup thing, a little tripod, so I could just have the camera, like, focused right here constantly at all times, instead of me moving the camera all over the place. Woo! Anyway, with that being said, yeah, have a good rest of your night, day, evening, whatever the case may be. I don't know, because I'm not in your time zone. And what I want to be, I don't know. Definitely if you're living in Chicago, probably not. But That's not me making fun of Chicago. I just hear about a lot of the weird shit that happens over there because a couple of Chicago people live here in the area I'm in, and they've told me about it. And yeah, it's a little weird. But on that note, have a good rest of your night. And we are out of here. Deuces. Ooses. What?